Good morning, River Park Church. I am just here at the gym where I go 4 or 5 times a week. And on my commute this morning, I was thinking about you all and had a great opportunity or example from life to talk about what we're talking about over the next number of weeks here on these Wednesday morning pensées, which is the period of transition we find ourselves in, the new season of life in the West, in our culture, and the opportunity for the gospel. So, as I was driving in, I first was merging from Bowness Road, I guess Parkdale Road at that point, or even Memorial Drive, onto the Crowchild, and then later was merging from the Crowchild onto Glenmore Trail. And at both of those merge points, the on-ramp is a kind of stressful place to be, especially since on Glenmore Trail there was an accident. And it got me thinking, those on-ramps are sometimes questionable and a bit of a gray areas. You're not sure if the speed limit from the previous road or the next road applies. And when you're merging 2 lanes at a time, you're not sure if people are going to be weaving left and right or what rules apply or how it's going to go. That's really the season and the place we find ourselves in as well. As we move from our pre-pandemic world into a new post-pandemic world, we're very much in an on-ramp, a gray area. And not only is it a confusing place to be, it's a very anxious place to be. Many people, especially people who don't know the Lord, as they navigate this difficult season, feel that they can't trust the institutions and they can't trust the structures in our society. And so they have to figure it out on their own. Not only that, but they don't have a family or a circle of loved ones to figure it out with them. This morning, I'm thinking about how we find ourselves in that gray area. And it's so tempting, I think, as Christians to take our cues from the world around us, to see the distrust of institutions that exists in our world, including churches, to see the way in which many people try to rely on themselves and depend on their own strength. And also as we struggle to try and create a new community, a new Mosaic community, it's tempting for us to throw up our hands and say, oh, well, it would just be easier to do this on our own, either as an individual or just one ethnic group by ourselves. But God has more things for us, I believe. And as we continue to look to Him and to put ourselves in positions where we need to trust in Him and where we expect to see His deliverance, I believe that God will lead us and guide us, as He already has been doing. That when we discipline ourselves to be in those positions where we need to rely on God, where we can expect His deliverance, when we put ourselves in those positions, we'll be amazed and joyful to see the ways in which He has already been providing for us and the way in which He will continue to provide for us, even in new ways. I wonder what gray areas you see yourself in, how you've experienced being on the on-ramp of life, moving from one season or one way of living to another. I encourage you to think about that this morning and even share your thoughts with me if you're so inclined. Between now and Sunday, wish you God's blessing and looking forward to worshiping together this Sunday. We're going to celebrate the Lord's Supper together Sunday as well, both in person and on Zoom.